Nature has turned hostile, and it is making life into a hell.
If you've afflicted somebody, you've attacked someone with aggression, you've really taken away their dignity, and yet they're still loving, compassionate, and kind towards you, well, that puts it into context. We've aggressed nature, we've been extremely violent against nature, we've exploited nature to the point where we've reduced by half the number of species, the living beings that populate this planet. Human beings have exterminated half of the species that used to be here.
What is the reason behind this hostile behavior of environment? To understand this, we need to dig a bit deep into the connection between environment and human consciousness. By its very essence, nature cannot think on its own. All the 5 elements just respond to human consciousness. In simple words, it responds to the collective thought quality of human beings. Just like a thirsty person is looking for water, nature is desperately looking for pure thought vibrations from human beings. Since environment only responds to consciousness, it needs vibrations of love, peace, and harmony from the human minds to flourish. Vibrations of greed, lust, and anger goes into every cell of the environment and create havoc. No other species pollute the earth with plastic and electronic waste. No other species spills oil into the ocean. No other species shows a total disregard to the well-being of all other species.
Mother still continues to look after us and sustain us. Now, this is something quite incredible. Nature continues to care for us and give to us. So it's important to recognize this and give thanks with a lot of love, a heart full of love, with gratitude, and express that to nature.
Was nature always like this? Or was there a time when nature was stable and providing? When human beings were righteous and not filled with greed, nature also was in its pristine purity. It's the degeneration happened to human consciousness that is the sole reason for all the aggression and unpredictability of the elements. Since it's our own thoughts and actions that has created such a dangerous situation for the whole planet, it's our responsibility to try to reverse the damage that we did to nature.
And then there comes the question, well, apart from this consciousness of giving respect to nature, is there something I can do in a very practical way? And yes, definitely there is. I would suggest that, firstly, we live simply. We can simplify our needs a great extent. I don't need to buy new pairs of shoes again and again and use them just once and keep them in the closet. I don't need to buy new clothes all the time just simply because fashion pundits tell me this is in and this is out. We can create our own circle of being environmentally friendly so that then we're not deluded by all the attractions and distractions of the things of the world on an external level. And so the first and foremost thing, let me live simply. Let me simplify my needs, and I'll find that my happiness doesn't reduce by doing that. Consumerism hasn't increased my happiness, and so reduction in consumerism isn't going to reduce my happiness, but rather I'll be able to live a life of contentment and knowing that the abundance of nature is there to be shared with everyone. And the second thing, I would suggest that we make a commitment to go for plant-based food and drink. So let me live my life with a spiritual awareness in which I don't need very much at all. I can buy consciously, using my conscience and being very aware of the impact of what I buy on the planet. I can also have friends who support me in this and do the same, so that the word continues to spread and reach out further and further. I can make sure that I always learn and live life in a learning attitude.
And the only way to make a difference is to bring about a complete personal transformation. I need to change myself from a stressful, irresponsible personality to a peaceful, pure, divine, and responsible individual.
And so these are some of the things that each one of us can do personally, individually, so that then we can help ourselves and the planet. It's important to start with the self, and then I can also serve the planet and all the other inhabitants.